Al, can you believe after this week we only have one more episode of Inuyasha left?
It's crazy.
It very much is.
It's been a long road.
It sure has been a long road.
We got to do our joke next time.
Yes, yes, of course.
Of course.
Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watching Inuyasha, episode 196. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Allen, Lady
Hello.
We are discussing episode 192 or episode 25 of the final act entitled Thoughts Fall Short.
Uh, yeah, I don't know why they fall short, but sure.
That's what happens, I guess.
Mm.
Everyone's here. They're going to fight Naraku.
Everybody's just throwing fight phrases all over the place.
You know,
I didn't know what it's called.
to be fair, with how much like dumb ways Naraku was able to get out of like dying, he goes
Mm.
down pretty easily
It
here.
does sound pretty easy.
Hmm.
And I mean, I mentioned it while we were watching this, but like, Sesshomaru is pretty much MVP here.
Yeah,
Everybody else is doing some damage to him, but like Luxaiga is just wrecking him entirely.
it's true. Yeah, that's basically what we're doing here in the first half of this episode, where everyone's just doing attacks at Naraku to try and beat him up, and Naraku just keeps kind of coming back and coming back. Um, there's a light in the jewel that
Hmm.
Kagome notices. It's like, hmm.
Hmm.
Um,
But she hasn't been able to get a shot off.
she has not been able to get a shot off. That is true. Uh, and then Naraku decides, I'm going to transform in with the jewel, and then he just transforms again, kind of just still does the same stuff. He has another attack now where he just sends bigger miasma balls at everyone.
Yeah.
That's kind of just it.
Yeah.
Sesshomaru eventually does enough Bucksaiga attacks to crack open the shell of the big spider orb, and is basically like, Jockin, get out of here. And Jockin's like, don't have to ask me twice. I'm out of here. Let's go.
I've been waiting to hear those words.
Uh,
That's
so
pretty good.
Jockin and the kitties leave. Before they go, they meet with Sango and Moroku, and Ren gives back Sango's mask, and Kawaku gives his to Moroku.
We get one more sister.
Sister.
Which I know that they give it to him, but like I don't know if they were really necessary. Like I know that there's technically miasma around, but it seems like it's not doing anything to anybody.
No, and also there's like a line later where they're like, Kikomi, are you okay? She's like, yeah, it's all just purifying around me. Like they were just like trying to find ways to like not deal with this at all.
Yep.
I also like how this says like Rin returning Sango's mask. Apparently, Sesshomaru sees this, and that's what he does. That's what he sees and figures out that I guess I could forgive Sango now.
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't either, so whatever. But that's
Hmm.
that's a funny thing to put in here.
Incredible.
So yeah, they get out of here, and everyone else kind of just continues doing the blah 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 blah.
But they also notice like, uh-oh, we're headed to Kaede's village.
Yeah, because they're like, they get outside of Naraku, and then they're like, oh, that thing's fallen. That seems bad. Uh-oh, that seems like it's heading on a trajectory towards the village. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So they realize that, and they're like flying over to try and like help out as Kaede also realizes like, hey, we gotta get out of here. They keep trying to do attacks and everything, and he keeps regenerating himself and all that sort of stuff. Eventually, Daraku kind of just lets slip that, oh, we're heading to the village, and I'm going to not blow it up, just destroy it, kill everything
Yay.
there.
Woo.
They basically all get out of Naraku at that point to try and make sure it doesn't get to the village. And Inuyasha does a big Mado Zangetsuwa and destroys the big spider shell, leaving just the body of Naraku and the Shikan jewel, which Kagome finally takes the opportunity to shoot the arrow at it. And it goes, Pachoom! Into
Choo.
the jewel, as Naraku is like, what was my wish? Oh, right, it was to have Kikyo's heart. I guess I won't have that. I won't see her again now or in the afterlife.
Bleh.
And then, like, the body and the jewel just, like, go right above the well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, haha, I have another wish that I told the Shikon Jewel. I told it the very moment Byakuya cut Kagome. You'll find out here soon. And then Naraku just disappears, and so does the jewel. And everyone's like, all right, yay. Moroku's like,
Ooh.
oh my god, the wind tunnel's gone. Yippee.
Yay, this is great.
And then a big Mado opens up and just sucks Kagome in.
Goodbye.
And then Kaede shows up and is like, hey, where'd the well go? Everyone's like, we cut to the modern era where Soda's with Kagome's friends, and her friends are like, are you sure she's still sick? She can't come to our high school entrance ceremony? And Soda's like, you know what? I don't know. She's still sick. He's like, she said she was going to be back by the high school entrance ceremony. Where is she?
We wish she could be there.
There's a big rumbling coming from where the well is at the shrine, and Soda goes to see what it is, and the girls also do it. And he's like, uh-oh, I gotta go to tell Mom and Grandpa. And they also get there, and they're like, oh, the well's gone from here as well. Uh-oh. So everyone's trying to figure out what exactly happened. Shippo's like, yeah, I saw Byakuya get that sword, dip that little sword into the Beto, and that's what he used. And Yasha's like, uh-oh. What would he have done what would he have wished for to get to do this? And Moroku's like, hey, where'd the Shikon Jewel go? and Yasha's like, oh, hang on, I'm gonna pull out the Tetsaiga. I'm gonna open up a Beto and jump in. Take me to the Kagome.
Woo!
And he's like, oh, the jewel feared Kagome's powers, so it doesn't want her to live. Kagome's in this weird alternate world where she's just a high school student. None of the things that she had with Inuyasha are here. Like the well's gone. Even like the shrine that it was in is gone. The tree doesn't have the scar. She's just having normal everyday high school stuff where, you know, she goes through the entrance ceremony. She's going to the tennis club. Although she sees the archery club, she's like, wait a minute. Archery.
She goes on a date?
She goes and hangs out with Hojo, and her friend's like, why don't you date him? She's like, eh. She asks Sota about the shrine in the well. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And also, Mom and Grandpa are also like, I don't know what you're talking about. But she basically, throughout this whole time, she keeps thinking something's very off here.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she can't figure it out. And then when she sees the tree, it doesn't have the scar. She's like, Inuyasha. He was here. We were here in this tree 500 years ago. And then she gets sucked out of the world and into the void where the Shikon Jewel is. And it's like, hey, we're in the Shikon Jewel. Hello. We're just going to stay here for eternity because that's what I'm going to do. Ho, 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 ho. Inuyasha is just running around trying to find her. He eventually hears the voices of Kagome's family as they're just yelling into the ground trying to see where she is. And then he just yells like, hey, I'm going to go find her. Don't worry. I'll figure things out. And her friends are like, is that her boyfriend? Where's his voice coming from? So he keeps running around in the darkness trying to find her. And then a bunch of demons show up and are like, hey, and he kills them, but then they come back real quickly, and then they're like, she's going to be here soon. She's going to eventually stay in here forever because she's going to have her heart filled with fear and darkness. Oh, ho, ho. We're going to welcome her, and she's going to have to fight us for eternity because that's apparently how the Shikon Jewel operates.
Ooh.
You know, that we're learning 192 episodes into the series. I did like how the demons of the jewel said the jewel will never be broken, despite the fact that the first episode the jewel breaks.
Right.
We're just making it up as we go. The jewel says it can let her go back to the alternate world where she doesn't have the future or no Inuyasha, or she can, if not, she can just stay here and hang out with the Shikon Jewel.
Great.
Inuyasha says, heck no, and I'm going to keep trying to find Kagome before she gives into the darkness. Don't make any wishes.
No wishes.
Ooh.
No wishes.
And that's how we end this penultimate episode.
And then he says something completely bonkers in the preview for next week.
We got a few notes here.
Okay.
Inuyasha says Naraku fed his soul to the jewel, meaning the idea that it steals the souls of its yokai users is true. It also seems that if this is done, the jewel can grant infinite regeneration, as Naraku's torso kept regenerating after each hit except for Bakusaiga, which he was also doing before he transformed as well, so...
Mm-hmm.
Mato Zangetsu is shown to be able to take his users where they most desire to go instead of just the underworld. Inuyasha wanted to find Kagome, but ended up in the Shikon Jewel by accident since it was with her. And then this is the second time Kagome has been in a dream world where she is having a normal life that was never altered by being attacked and dragged into the well. The first time Kagome had a dream about such a world was when Tsubaki cursed her. Like the dream version of Kikyo in the previous dream, the lack of a scar on the sacred tree clues Kagome in on the fact that the world she's seeing is not real.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yes. That means next time it is the series finale of Inuyasha. It's called Toward Tomorrow.
Toward Tomorrow.
Inuyasha's got to find Kagome because, of course, Kagome was born just for Inuyasha.
Ooh.
She was made for him.
Ooh.
Why would you say that, my dude?
Why would you say that?
Blech.
Blech.
Icky. But yeah, next time we will discuss the final episode of Inuyasha. We'll give our overall thoughts on the series as we usually do for finale episodes, and then we'll discuss what we're going to be watching next.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's going to do it for us this time. If you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimeCheckup.com or sec.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Anime Checkup OVA. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Ann Ladium, go to AnnLadium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. Follow us on Blue Sky, SeasonalAnimeCheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, a critical analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And you support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So join us next time as we are finally at
the end.
Finale of Inuyasha.
The end.